Welcome to Charlie Jane Speakers Radio. This is the show where we share speaking tips, tools, and resources to help you grow your public speaking business. Our goal at Charlie Jane is to get you, the speaker, on the platform in front of thousands of people so that you can teach and motivate your audience, enriching and empowering them to lead fulfilling lives. And now, here's your host, Wendy McNeil.
Hi there, it's Wendy McNeil here with Charlie Jane Speakers, and thank you for tuning in to another podcast. Today is going to be a great podcast. I am talking about virtual presentations, how to adapt your speaking skills for the digital stage. This is a huge topic right now. We have many of our own speakers and members who actually prefer to do virtual presentations. Whether that is because they just want to be around family more, they have children, there's, reasons that they just prefer to stay near home, and they also can spread themselves a little bit wider. So you can do virtual presentations, international, just from your home, in your living room. So I'm going to talk about that today and how to adapt your speaking skills for the digital stage. It's going to be a great podcast, but first I want to welcome you over to our free Facebook group. It is called Breakthrough Public Speakers. Breakthrough Public Speakers. It's an awesome Facebook group. You will not be disappointed. We have speakers in there that, they're just kind of thinking about starting. And we have speakers who have been in there well over 30 years. It's an amazing Facebook group of speakers. Very, very helpful. Everyone is willing to help each other out and grow. Breakthrough Public Speakers. I'm going to leave the link in the show notes so you can easily find it and come and join us. So today's podcast, virtual presentations, how to adapt your speaking skills for the digital stage. You've probably noticed that virtual presentations have kind of become, the new normal due to the recent changes and, how we live, how we work, how we connect. And let's be honest, it's not all that bad. It's not all that bad. We get to attend online events from the comfort of our homes and sometimes even in our pajamas. Right? But as speakers, this shift to the digital stage means we need to adapt our speaking skills to engage audiences through screens rather than in person. It really is just a whole new ballgame, and it is crucial to master the art of connecting with people virtually. After all, we want to keep our audience engaged and excited, just like we would if we were on a physical stage. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to dive right into the world of virtual presentations, and these are my top tips and pieces of advice for delivering a memorable performance. Preparing for your virtual presentation, I want to talk about the essentials of just, nailing your virtual presentation. First things first, we need to make sure we've got the right technology and tools, right? This can be very helpful. So I want you to, I cannot talk today, familiarize yourself with the technology and tools. Chances are the event organizer will already have chosen the video conferencing software for the presentation. So your job is to familiarize yourself with the platform. Okay? Explore the features. I want you to understand how it works and practice using it. This way, you're going to be ready to roll when it's showtime. It pays to be very familiar with, all the big hitters out there like Zoom, Teams. So that way you are prepared if you get a last minute call. Get to know these platforms. And remember, investing in a high quality microphone and a webcam can make a world of difference in delivering a polished and professional presentation. Set up an appropriate and professional background. Now that our tech is kind of handled, I want you to focus on the backdrop. Okay? I want you to make sure your backdrop is the background's tidy. It's uncluttered. You don't have like a sink full of dishes, or a dirty clothes, a basket of dirty clothes sitting behind you on your kitchen table. Okay? And it needs to be uncluttered and distraction free. You don't want your audience focusing on that pile of laundry, right? A simple, clean space or a professional looking virtual background is going to do the trick. I want you to adjust yourself to the absence of a physical audience. It's no secret that presenting to a virtual audience can feel kind of strange, compared to having people right in front of you. But there are always ways to mitigate this weird feeling, right? Before you go live, I want you to take a moment to picture your audience sitting in front of you, all eager, willing to hear what you have to say. This mental image can help you feel more connected to them, even though they're not physically there. I mean, it's a simple trick, but it can work wonders for your performance. Practice speaking in front of a mirror, or recording yourself on camera is also a good idea. This way you can work on maintaining that eye contact with the camera, which will feel like the eye contact to your audience, and perfecting those expressive gestures that keep things dynamic and engaging. Tips for delivering engaging virtual presentations. Now that you're all set up, you're ready to rock that virtual stage, let's explore some tips that are going to help you keep your audience captivated throughout your presentation. Okay. I want you to capture your audience's attention with a strong story. Start with a bang, right? By crafting an attention-grabbing introduction that's going to make people sit up and take notice. They're like, ooh, this could be interesting. I want you to draw them in. I recommend using some of the, many tried and tested storytelling techniques to keep your presentation relatable and engaging. Remember, stories resonate with people. Stories resonate with people. So tell yours in a way that will get people hooked right off the bat. I want you to take advantage of audience interaction tools. Audience interaction is the secret sauce to a memorable virtual presentation. So, I want you to spice it up, by adding polls, maybe some quizzes. You could have Q&A sessions. Make the most of any chat features available to encourage active participation. This way, your audience is going to feel more involved. They're going to feel more valued. I want you to utilize visual aids effectively. Visual aids can be a game changer in virtual presentations, but only when used correctly. Remember, on a stage, your slideshow, or your presentation is projected onto a screen, and your audience has no choice but to look at it, right? In a virtual setting, the slides, the visual aids will replace you on the screen. So you must ensure they are both visually appealing and informative. While you might usually use like plain bullet pointed lists on your slides, you should include more visual aids than you would in a standard presentation. Overcoming technical challenges. We've all been there. I've been there a lot of times. Technical hiccups that threaten to derail our virtual presentations. But fear not, with some preparation and a cool head, you can overcome these challenges like a pro. Preparation is the best defense. So first, test your equipment, and the software well ahead of time. This can help you identify and fix any issues before your big moment. Next, I want you to develop a backup plan. Oh goodness, you need to have a backup plan, okay? Just in case. It's going to ease your mind, right? Don't think it won't happen to you, because it could happen. Now, I like to think positive all the time. I was like, no, it's going to be fine. But it does happen. So I want you to have a backup plan, just in case. I want you to stay calm and composed during those hiccups. Another good part of giving this some thought before you go out on that virtual stage is that, should something happen, you won't get flustered, right? Remember, efficiently troubleshooting issues is much easier when you're composed and focused, right? Should you face a technical glitch, simply just take a deep breath and stay calm. Keep your audience in the loop by communicating what's happening and assure them that you're working on a solution. Your event organizer might jump in at this point. I don't know, especially if the issue is with their platform or their equipment. Post-presentation follow-up and evaluation. Do not skip this. Do not skip this. Once your virtual presentation is done, first I want you to give yourself a good pat on the back. All right? Great job. Great job. But don't forget, there's still some work to do. A thorough post-presentation follow-up and evaluation can help you grow as a speaker and strengthen your connections with your audience. To learn from your experience, take some time to review, like the chat logs and post-event surveys. This valuable feedback can really help you identify areas for improvement, and really understand what resonated with your audience. Some of the data gathered after a virtual presentation simply isn't available, for in-person events. So make the most of that opportunity. Lastly, don't let your connection with attendees end when the presentation does. I want you to engage with them on social media. And I want you to keep that conversation going. Share additional resources, or follow-up materials to show you're genuinely invested in their success. It can be tempting to just kind of like, presentation's done, you just kind of slack off. But please don't make this mistake. Follow up with your audience to show that you care about them and that you're not just another speaker. All right? Mastering the art of virtual presentations. Now, virtual presentations have opened up a world of opportunities, a huge world of opportunities, allowing speakers to reach and connect with people across the globe. Embrace this new frontier by continuously honing your speaking skills, and adapting them for the digital stage. Remember, every presentation is a chance to learn, a chance to grow, and make a lasting impact. You might not blow everyone away immediately, right? Virtual is a little bit harder. There's no doubt about it. But stay curious, and keep refining your craft. As you become more comfortable and adept at engaging with a virtual audience, you can start to dominate your space virtually and just open up a new lucrative revenue stream. So go ahead, use my advice, my tips, and start practicing in your virtual speaking, on your virtual speaking skills today. And if you are still unsure about heading into that virtual space, why not connect with some other speakers who've already made that leap? They're already doing it. Again, hop over to our Facebook group called Breakthrough Public Speakers. It is chock full of speakers who deliver regular virtual presentations, swapping tips for success. So I want you to come on over as soon as this podcast is done, which it is done, and join us over there in our Facebook group. I'm going to leave the link down in the show notes so you can find us easily. And after each podcast, I like to give you a resource. And this resource this week is a list of conferences, of events that are currently looking for speakers. There's 50. There might be more than 50. Usually there's right around 50. Hop in there, look at the list. You see a fit, throw yourself out there, submit a proposal, and you may be speaking on that stage very soon. Okay, so take advantage of that. I'll leave the link down in the show notes so you can jump in there and take a look at that list. Other than that, that is it for today's podcast, and thank you so much for tuning in. Talk to you later. Bye.